Hello. This is the fourth attempt to do this stream. I ran into some issues. I think it's because I thought I tested this already and it worked, but I guess not. I upped my output resolution to a little bit higher than before, and I guess it doesn't work properly. I don't know. Either way, I got it working now. Everything seems to be all good. Everything seems to be fine. No weird stuttering. I apologize for the constant pings in Discord, but that's what people do when they stream, right? They just ping constantly. That's the whole thing. It's working. So, whoa, thank you, Hitmonchan. Oh, my interesting. My the image that I normally have isn't there. That's fucked up and pissing me off. But thank you, Hitmonchan. That's very nice of you. No ads, please. Are there ads on my stream? I have no idea. I haven't set them up or anything. But thank you for the sub regardless. It means a lot. I need to figure out why the image and the sound were not the custom ones I had set up. Yes. Now that again pisses me off. But regardless, we're here for something far better than advertisement. We're here to listen to music that I like. Now, I'm going to try to summarize this quickly because I've done this twice now already. So here we go. If you're joking about Discord pings, but there's really no reason to do more than that one. I wonder if you're thinking about Discord pings. Oh no, I know you're right. It's not really a Discord ping or anything. It's more just I since like what 2018 I've had custom notifications on my Streamlabs. So it's weird that that just is gone. I don't know. So I guess I never really had one for resubscribers. I don't know. I guess I didn't realize that was like a different thing I had to do. But anyway, um, this is a best of stream of all the music I liked in 2024. I'll be counting down my top 10 favorite albums scattered throughout the stream. Um, oh, I thought you just said something about adding everyone to Discord every time you go live. That is what I meant. And as I always say, whenever I say something, it escapes my mouth and also my brain. I forget that I ever said it. So you have to bear with me on that. I'll be counting down my top 10 albums. Uh, that'll be scattered throughout the stream while being interspersed with other songs that I liked throughout 2024. They're all songs that I heard for the first time last year, so nothing that I just sort of liked, nothing I just sort of enjoyed. It's stuff that I liked that I also heard for the first time last year. So it could either be, it's most stuff that came out last year, but there are a few things that came out before that that I put on here that I like. You'll be seeing those eventually. You're not ruining anything at Monchan. This is dynamic. This is happy. I've already ruined this stream by doing it 4 times already. So, and if you were here earlier, you've already heard this song, but I'm starting fresh. So we're starting this again. This is I'm starting with the first block of music. It's my 10 through 8th favorite albums. So it'll be number 10 album, number 9 album, number 8 album. That's how counting works. And we'll be starting off with Eiko Ishibashi's song Evil Does Not Exist off of the album with the same name. It's a soundtrack, and it's the one and only soundtrack that you'll be hearing off of this stream. Samir says, talk about me real quick. Let me ruin the intro. Well, you did it, bitch. You did it. Hitmonchan just keeps doing the intro like a coward. I saw it and I commented. But for real, I'm going to shut the fuck up now and I'm going to play the song. This will be like I said, 3 songs, number 10, number 9, number 8. So these are all off my top 10 favorite albums. Do you get it yet? Do you fucking understand? You little worms? Here it is. that song was The Abyss. So, those were my, the first three songs on the stream, on the playlist, and they comprised of my 10 through 8 favorite albums of the year. Let's talk about them, shall we, and answer a couple questions that a certain viewer had during that. We're starting off with Eiko Ishibashi with the song Evil Does Not Exist off of the soundtrack with the same name. And that movie was my favorite of last year. It was incredible. Difficult to recommend because it is a very slow, very quiet movie that keeps building before a very I don't want to say too much, but before the ending, it keeps building before the ending, and it, if you're in the mood for a bit of a challenging movie, I recommend it highly. As for the song, Hitmonchan asks, "No offense, but why do you like this? Like, in my opinion, it's fine, but it sounds like the kind of soundtrack song that goes unnoticed in the background intentionally." And I get where you're coming from, but in this movie, and with Eiko Ishibashi scores in this director, I think his name is Hamaguchi. I think is the name of the director. He's directed a few movies that I've seen that I love. Especially my favorite of his is Drive My Car. Yeah, Ryusuke Hamaguchi is the director, and he has collaborated with Eiko Ishibashi before on that same movie, and he uses this composer's soundtrack as a very poignant, intentional thing where it's meant to be heard and it's meant to be part of the scene. Because in these movies, when that isn't happening, when he's not making you intentionally listen to this music and have it be in the foreground, there's really no music at all. So anytime music plays, it's very noticeable and it's very much a part of the scene as a whole and not just supposed to be supporting it in the background. And honestly, when Drive My Car came out, that soundtrack was also unbelievably incredible, and I actually have that on vinyl. This one I also might get eventually, but it's not. It's number 10. It's not a priority. But I love it. I think especially because the song plays a couple of times in the movie, both in very good moments, very memorable moments, and it left an impression on me. And I think the song itself is just beautiful. The sort of rising string of what I assume is a violin. It's haunting, but in a kind of a pretty way, because the movie is based around nature and how we sort of interact with nature. And I think it presents that feeling very well. Maybe it's because I associate the song with the movie. I don't know, but I think that comes across. Knowing that, I think that comes across a bit in the song. And next up, we had A Noise with Lament. Hitmonchan said, "This is basically the same song. Oh, wait, this one is way better, actually." And now you see why it was number 9 on my list and not number. Do you see how the list is tiered? And to answer a question that you asked earlier that I forgot to answer until just now, why not just top 10 songs? Does one album have 9 of them or something? Sort of. It's if I did, and this is something that I've been doing this now for 2 or 3 years, where I do my favorite albums of the year at the end of or at the beginning of the next year. I when I make these playlists, I think, well, maybe I should do top songs. Then I realize, well, they would just be off of like 3 or 4 albums because those are the ones that left the deepest impression on me. And then I go, well, if that's the case, maybe I could limit it to one song an album. But then I would go, but then that isn't really necessarily anything at all. I kind of don't like when I see people make lists like that where they're like, well, I'm only gonna do to make it fair, I'm only gonna do one from each category or whatever. I'm like, well, then it's not really an accurate list. So instead of limiting myself to that, I just go, I'm gonna do top 10 albums so that it's all diverse. Though coincidentally, the first three have very similar sounds to them, but I'll get to that again in a moment. But uh, as it goes on, you'll be hearing, especially because I broke this up into three chunks. This is the first one, but halfway through you'll hear songs 7 through 4, and then towards the end you'll hear 3 through 1, and those are all very different from each other. Coincidentally, these are weirdly sort of quiet building songs. I like them all, especially ninth song, "Lament" by A Noise. This is a well, this is like a modern classical post rock band where they incorporate a lot of guitar and drums into their more classical pieces. This song is an exception to that, which thinking about it, I think it's funny that that's the one I picked when the rest are a bit more loud and heavy. I love this band a lot. I liked them for a very long time. I kind of hesitate to put them on these streams because they don't really flow with any other song like into each other really well. So they really only ever come in when I'm doing something like this where I'm not really thinking of that flow. And yeah, I thought this album was excellent. They've released a bunch over the years, and I like them. If you enjoy that song at all, I recommend checking them out. It's AON. That's not right. I already messed up. Let me reverse that. It's ANOICE. That's the band. Check them out on Bandcamp. Check them out wherever you find any music. I don't know. I'm not their manager. It could be fucking anywhere for all I know. And last up, we had Kashiwa Daisuke with Skyliner in the Abyss off of the album Ice. And I want to say that the A-Noise album is Stories in White. All right, that's enough of that. Kashiwa Daisuke's album Ice is the new one I'm talking about, and this song is a bit of a quieter one. He normally is known for these sort of sprawling, long, glitchy IDM sounding tracks, and in fact, the best song on this album is like a 21-minute long song that I think is incredible. But I thought it would be strange to sort of, for the number 8 spot, to put a 20-minute song in there. Because even if I like split it off and gave it its own section, that's still a weird honorary thing to give it to like the number 8 one. Like, oh, and coming in number 8, it gets its own section. Here it is. If it was like number 1 or even like number 3, maybe I'd do that. But at number 8, not gonna happen. I will probably play it the next time I do this. I'll slot it in, give it its own little section. But for now, you'll have to deal with that song. I like this guy for years. He has some pretty long albums that honestly this is kind of atypical. That song is kind of atypical for him. So I can't really say if you like that, check him out. I mean, I guess you can do that, but it won't be that. Just happens to be a song that I liked on the album, and it also happened to sound like those other 2 songs. Now, coming up next are just 2 songs from Africa that I enjoyed from last year. These are a bit more high energy, especially the first song. So, if those songs, lowered your tension, they should raise it up. And we're starting off with the band Etran de l'Air, and the song is Igre Masina. I have no idea if I pronounced that correctly. I probably didn't. I'm probably canceled now, but here you go. And that was Tidian Thiam with Danibe Pine, which, again, no clue if I pronounced that correctly. So those were the two songs for that, for the second little chunk. The first one was Atran de l'air with Igra Messina. I like that song a lot. I like how it starts off sort of like threadbare, sort of chaotic, and kind of jumbled. And then as the song goes and goes by like the halfway point, because it keeps repeating the same like riff along with the same lyrics, and each time it loops back around to the beginning of that, something is added onto it until the middle part where I think it becomes a complete whole. And I think that's cool. I think it's a cool way to make a song. And then at the very end, it deconstructs it again in a wholly new way. I think that keeps it fresh. I don't know about you, but I think that keeps it fresh. Subway style. Not Jared, though. Not like Jared. And the second song was Danibe Pine or by Tidian Thiam, which is it's a chill little guitar ditty. I think I must have played this on last stream. I didn't remember because this was already on this computer's iTunes. And it's rare I put something on here if I'm not gonna just put on the stream. So I must have done that and forgotten. And then also when I went to play it, I already had a score, so that means I definitely did play it. So I do these one. I did the last one 6 months ago, so sue me. I'm sorry if I repeated a song. But that's enough of that. I actually didn't even talk about that song at all. It's pretty. I talked about it already last time. Go look that up if you care. Moving on. This is the third chunk, and this is the chunk of songs that came out previous to 2024, but I heard for the first time in 2024. It's 3 songs. The first one is Cosmic Dancer by T-Rex. I don't think I'd ever really gave this band a chance because it always to me sounded like glam rock, and it seems to not really be my cup of tea mostly, but this song fucking kicks ass. So I'm gonna give it a listen. This is I don't know, I normally don't introduce songs like that. I normally talk about the end, so I don't know why I did that. But here's T-Rex with Leo, what's up? Welcome. You're just in time for the third block of music. You're also just in time to free me from streaming to nobody because there were a bunch of people here and then they all left. So thank you for joining. This is T-Rex with Cosmic Dancer.
I was dancing when I was 12. I was dancing when I was 12. I was dancing when I was out. I was dancing when I was out. I danced myself right out the womb. I danced myself right out the womb. Is it strange to dance so soon? I dance myself right out the womb. I was dancing when I was 8. I was dancing when I was 8. Is it strange to dance so late? Is it strange to dance so late? I dance myself into the tune. I dance myself into the tune. Is it strange to dance so soon? I dance myself into the tune. dance myself out of the womb. Is it strange to dance so soon? I dance myself into the tomb, and then again once more. I dance myself out of the womb. I dance myself out of the womb. Is it strange to dance so soon? I dance myself out of the womb.
Did you hear what they said? Did you hear what they said? Did you hear what they said? They said another brother's dead. They said he's dead, but he can't be buried. They said he's dead, but he can't be buried. Come on, come on, come on, come on. This can't be real. Did you hear what they said? Did you hear what they said? Did you hear what they said? They said they shot him in his head, shot in the head to save his country, a shot in the head to save his country. Hey, come on, come on, come on, come on. This can't be real. Did you hear what they said? Yeah, did you hear what they said? Did you hear what they said about his mother and how she
pintor nacido en mi tierra, con el pincel extranjero, pintor que sigues el rumbo de tantos pintores viejos, aunque la Virgen se ablanda, píntame angelitos negros que también se van al cielo, todos los negritos buenos. Pintar si pintas con amor, porque desprecias su color. Si sabes que en el cielo también los quiere Dios. Pintor de santos de alcoba, si tienes alma en el cuerpo, porque al pintor en tus cuadros te olvidaste de los negros. Siempre que pintas iglesias, píntame angelitos bellos, pero nunca te acordas de pintar un ángel negro, pintar si pintas con amor, porque deprecia su color. Si sabes que en el cielo también los quiere Dios. Pintor de santos de alcoba, si tienes alma en el cuerpo, porque al pintor en tus cuadros te olvidaste de los negros. Siempre que pintas iglesias, píntame angelitos negros, pero nunca te acordaste de pintar un ángel negro, aunque la Virgen te ablanda. Píntame angelitos negros, que también se van al cielo. Todos angelitos, 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 angelitos.
And that was Roberta Flack with Angelitos Negros, which, if you don't know, translates to Little Black Angels. Excuse me, and those were three songs from from years gone by that I heard for the first time last year, and I loved them. Now I want to read a chat that I forgot to read the last break. Hitmonchan says, "Gotta go. I'll watch the VOD. Hope the songs keep getting better." That's really up to viewers like you, isn't it? I put them on this list thinking that they'd all, that would happen, that as it goes on, the songs would get better. But, that's my own opinion. The opinion that matters are yours, behind the screens that I can't see, clacking away at their keyboards, clicking away at their mice. And, those opinions are the ones that I want to hear. I might disregard them. I might think they're stupid, but I want to hear them. Leo Muffer says, I hope the songs get worse at some point. Hey, they might. Again, that's all on you. That's your thoughts. It's your opinions. And I want to hear them. Unless they're mean. In which case, please don't. Okay. Let's talk about these songs. The first song on the list was T-Rex with Cosmic Dancer. I talked about this a little bit weirdly before I played the song. I don't know why I did that, but as I mentioned, no other song by T-Rex I've heard I've really cared that much about. But this song in particular, I think, is incredible. It's a perfect, soft, psychedelic sounding song. As Leo says, guys, I think this dude likes to dance. The song is all about dancing, baby. It's all about dancing. And honestly, the song really doesn't make you want to dance. It's very slow. It's very somber, but it makes you want to, give it a little clap at the end. Leo says, I believe in objectivity and art criticism. My opinions only happen to be the right one as well. See, that's where you're wrong, because that's my opinions. My opinions are my own, but they are the correct opinions, and they are good opinions, and they should be your opinions. So that's just the way that is. Second song that we heard was Gil Scott-Heron with Did You Hear What They Said? This song and the number one song were sort of swapping back and forth for my number one non-2024 song. And this one is very somber, very sad, but I think it's a beautiful song. I only got into Gil Scott-Heron this past year. He is a poet and activist, singer-songwriter, talented guy. I've only heard a few of his albums. Not all of them were for me, but the first two and then a random one that I kind of skipped to down the line, I think are great. And I'm excited to sort of delve into him more this year as well. I think that song in particular is a standout. I think the lyrics are genuinely super depressing and emotional, and it actually affects me, which songs don't typically do. I normally don't get actually emotional at a song. I can I normally don't get sadness at a song, I should say, like genuine sadness at a song. A song can make me feel good, make me feel happy, make me feel energetic, but it's rare that a song can really strike the sadness chord in me and really get me well up. And this song has done that a couple times. It's a sad fucking song. Very good. And the third song was my number one 2024 song, or I'm sorry, non-2024 song. It was Roberta Flack with Angelitos Negros. And it's off of her first album, which is also the only album of hers I've heard. And I think that album is incredible. It's one of my favorite albums of the year in general. It's not on the list because it's, wasn't a 2024 album, but I think if I was opening it up to any album that I heard last year, that would be up there. It's incredible. It's to the point where I'm now wondering why I haven't really done or listened to any of your other stuff, because I like that album so much. I don't know. I'm definitely going to be doing that this year. I'm going to be finding out some of your other stuff this year. I have no idea if any of it's the same as this album, but if it's even a little bit the same, I'll be happy. This is also the only song that sounds like that on this album. She's doesn't speak Spanish in any of the other songs. There's no Spanish guitar in any other song. It's a very strange That's strange. It's a very different outlier than anything else in the album, and I'm happy because it's the best song on there. It's the best song on an already great album. Leo says he feels a little throwbacky. Is he contemporary? No. So these three songs are songs that are, I guess, I mean, that doesn't really say anything. All of these, like, they're all pre 2024, but all of these songs are like 70s ish, I believe. Maybe 80. I think maybe Roberta Flack is 80s. I don't remember, but they're all 70s, 80s time, I believe. And it's, it's interesting. I mean, I've been listening to a podcast called Record Club with Mega 64's own Sean Chatfield, and he's going through Rolling Stone's top 500 albums of all time, which are albums I typically don't like or listen to normally on my own time. And I realized I have a lot of blind spots because of this. So I'm like, I'll follow along and listen to these albums. And I'd say 9 times out of 10, I don't like the album. But that one time out of 10, an album really hits a chord, really strikes an emotional chord with me, and I really dig into it and I love it. And there are times when, because he also follows it up with the top 500 songs, and he picks a number and he chooses an album and a song of that same number. And so I also will hear a song that I like and then check out the album that song's off of and see if, I can expand on that. And that's where Cosmic Dancer came from. I got that off the song, and I went to the whole album, and the whole album wasn't really for me. I checked out some of their other stuff, not for me. The song is great, though. Though Gil Scott Heron is the outlier, that's just one I found on my own, doing some, musical research. But yeah, Roberta Flack was off of an album pull, and Cosmic Dancer from Dietry X off of a song pull. Leo says, I wish other musicians would randomly have a single song in another language just cuz. If they can actually speak it or sing it as well as she did, that would be great. Leo says, that makes sense with popular media, most slop, but some genius in the middle. I mean, these are all like really famous, well-known albums that a lot of people seem to love, with some weird choices. They put Daddy Yankee in there, which I never thought in a million years that album, like the Gasolina album, I'd ever give a listen to. But I did. And I'm going to be honest, better than I thought it would be. Not great, but better than some of the other shit on that list. So I was surprised. But some of their rankings, I'm not going to go into it too much. Some of the rankings on those lists are fucking insane. They're like, the number 10 song was something I'd never heard of, and the song is awful. And I don't get it. I don't understand it. But moving on to the fourth slot. This is albums number 7 through 4. So going to be listening to number 7, and number 6, and number 5, and then number 4. And you see how that works out? 4 and 4. So we're stopping the random songs that I like. This is the albums I liked. Emilio says, is your favorite song of the year That Rap featuring Ben Shapiro? I hesitate to say this because I know it's about to be posted somewhere specifically, but I don't know what you're talking about. If I'm being honest, I've never even heard of that song. So the answer is no. Coming up next on this list is Ryusenke with Tricot. So let's listen to that real quick. And before we do, he says, oh, you lucky motherfucker. What can I say? I avoid any shit like that. And I listen to shit like this. Hope you enjoy.
quite right. At the beginning of the end, will you run and hide or sleep in? I heard the earthquake news today. It registered 7.8. All of the reverberations barely made it to my bed. When do we ever recognize? When do we run for our lives? When it's in our own backyard, when the roads get torn apart. At the beginning of the end, we'll look like this, feel reminiscent. At the beginning of the end,
ひまわり色の夏はただ静かに流れている。ひまわり色の夏はただ静かに流れている。ラララララララ
Scintillement liquide, argenté de la lune, posé sur l'écume. Nuit marine, tranquille. Mais là, sous les flots, et dans mon cœur, l'insondable fureur de ce qui ne sera plus.
And that was La by Akamatsu, featuring about 4 or 5 different people that I won't be listing because it's a lot. It's too many, and they all have weird names with accents on them. I don't want to do it. Nice vibes. Thank you. I agree. So, those were my 7th through 4th albums of the year. Released one song, not the whole album, one song off of each album. Excuse me. And let's start with number 7. That was the song Tricot by Ryu Senkei off of the album Illusions. Now, that was that's a band that I've liked for a very long time, been around for years and years and years and years. And they kind of stopped putting out music a while ago, and then they came back suddenly, and they shifted their sound from a more Shibuya-kei, more like of a hip vibe to, they're older now. They have kind of transitioned into almost easy listening, which I don't really mind because I think it's well made. I think it's well done. And I think while I prefer their original sound more, I think their new sound is very good. And I think that song is just a pleasant example of the album. I think it's a great album, and I believe you should check it out. Next up, we had Cursive with The Avalanche of Our Demise off of their album Devourer. And, it's a great album. It's one that when I first heard it, it didn't wow me at all. Like, I was kind of negative on it. I was like, I don't know. But I love Cursive a lot. They've been a favorite band of mine for years. One of my favorite concert experiences was a very small show in DC to see them. So I was like, I owe this band to give this album at least one more listen. And I did, and the second time around, it really clicked with me. I understood it, what they was going for a lot more. I appreciated it a lot more. And it kept me wanting to listen. And now it's my sixth favorite album of 2024. And honestly, out of all these albums, especially in this slot, in this little section, I believe that this has a high chance of sort of rising higher as time goes on. I wouldn't be surprised if 3 years from now I would put this at number 3 if I go back and rethink this list. But right now, I think the other albums I enjoy more. But let's see if I am still. I guess the point of making it. Let's see if I'm still listening to those albums 5 years from now. Whereas I will most likely still be listening to this Cursive album. Yo says, "Can you write in cursive though?" I used to be able to. Genuinely couldn't tell you if I could now. It's been way too long. Leo also says they're Shibuya K, but Alex thinks they're Shibuya Great. Now that's the God's honest truth. And next up, the 5th album was the album is called Fruits Mechanical, and the artist is Minuano, and the song that you heard was Soleil. Future reminiscence version. I'm not sure what that means. Not sure what's so future about that song. As Leo says, what in the anime bossa nova? I wasn't expecting Suiza, a Kuika. I'm guessing I pronounced it right the first time. Suika. I mean, their name is Minuano, so it makes sense unless they also have the word Minuano in Japanese. Kuika. Kuika. It's a cute little word. I mean, I think that they most likely did take. Well, I need to think. Is the rest of the album so sort of bossa nova? It's a little bit. I mean, Shibuya K in general. That is straight up Shibuya K. I think in general it has a sort of bossa nova inspiration, though that song in particular I think leans very heavily into it, like more so than most other songs in the genre do. I need to really think about it. I don't think they really go that heavy into it for the rest of the songs, especially that cuica. 'Cause I'm assuming you mean like the rubbing sound, like the whoa, 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 that sound. I think it's the only song on the album that has that. And like I say, a lot of Japanese music tends to have that. A lot of the Shibuya Kei sort of kishy pop stuff has that in Japan. And I'm wondering if, they just love their Brazilian brethren, Cuica is a Brazilian samba instrument. That's like a little drum with a little wooden rod inside. That was a little weird sound in the middle, and searched, and yeah, minuano is a Brazilian word exclusively. It makes sense. It's a cold wind that comes from the sound. It's also an indigenous group. Interesting. Good to know. The cold wind that comes from. Interesting. Well, I like that album. If you like that song, if you're interested, check it out. Fruits Mechanical is the album, and you already know Minuano is the band. Coming in at number 4. Ooh, I forget the name of this album. Let me look it up real quick. I know it's supposedly my number 4, and I can't, but I never remember album names, especially made up of bullshit names like this. The song is La, featuring, like I said, like 5 different people. The band is Akamatsu, and the album is Seminki, Semink. Seminki. Very good album, very pretty album. That song, I think, is very indicative of the rest. As Leo Moffer said, nice vibes. That's sort of how the whole album is, and I like it a lot. When I first heard it, again, it left a good impression on me, but I didn't care enough really to give it another listen. It wasn't until much later in the year that I was going through albums that I'd already heard from this year, going like, what are some standouts? And then let me go through some and find some. And when I listened to this, I was like, oh shit, this is really good. And since then, I've listened to it again and again and again. Like, it's really stood up for me, and it's a great album. It stood up for me in court. It was on trial. I was on trial, and it was my witness. But it's a great song, and again, check out the album if you feel so inclined. Also, your Cuica impression was spot on. Thank you very much. I do my best. Coming up next is another short section. These are 2 little songs. 2 Japanese songs. This was unintentional. It just worked out that way. This is a tiny little Japanese section. Nothing to do with my favorite albums of the year. These are just 2 songs from this past year that I enjoyed. Coming up first is Noah with the song. I have it because it's in Japanese. It's Kaze to Mamedo, which is Wind and Mermaid, which I don't believe is accurate, but that's what Google Translate says. But here we go. Here's the song.
「
And that was Crystal with Winter Forever. Two little short, fun songs. The first one was Kaze to Mermaido, I think, or Wind and Mermaid, which again I don't believe is accurate. I feel like Google Translate is fucking me. But Noah is an artist that I discovered in 2023, whose music I think is gorgeous. I think her voice is very pretty. And that's a bit of a weird one for her. It's a bit sort of frantic and more like future pop than she normally does, I feel. But I think it's a fun song overall, so I put it on the stream. And the second song was Winter Forever by Crystal. Again, another sort of future-y sound, though this is a group that's what they do. This is one that I'm pretty sure I discovered this year, I think. I think it was this year that I found them. And probably was last year. It was last year. And then they released some stuff early this year, some EPs early this year that I thought were good. And then when they released this album, I realized that those EPs were fully just put together onto this album, so I deleted those. But the album is in a cocktail glass, and it almost made my list of best albums. But it didn't. I guess technically an honorable mention. It didn't really necessarily mean to do any sort of honorable mentions, but that one kind of is. I don't know if it would be 11 or what, but it was probably top 15 at the very least. Don't ask me to actually make my top 15. Off the top of my head, I have no clue what the other 4 would be. But this, I think, would probably be one of them. Leo says, there's so much future. You should say these are your favorite songs from 2034. Now, why would you go and say some fucked up shit like that? You know what that's going to make me do? It's going to make me start the next segment, which is, you guessed it, the K-pop section. These are my 3 favorite K-pop songs from 2024. Now, no, I know what you're saying. Who cares? I think it would be disingenuous to make a list like this and not include it, because I listen to a lot of K-pop. I don't really talk about it that much in relation to how much time I spend engaging with this. But second partners help me call them chunks here. My apologies. This is the K-pop chunk that we're doing, the 6th chunk of the stream. And it would be disingenuous to not, I think, include this. These are my 3 favorite songs from the genre this year. Starting off, and I hope, I feel like it won't be a problem, because I feel like there's a lot of videos that just use these songs and it's fine. But this is my 3rd favorite of the year. This is Stacy with GPT. Hope you enjoy it.
알고 싶어 who you are 잠이 안 오지도 못해 혹시 do you mind 어색해질까봐 고민 And I'm shocked 볼까 해도 there's an issue 숨길 수가 없어 why should I shoot 고민해도 안 풀리는 비밀 매번 나만 네가 필요하던 느낌 You and I 어려워 stop it Time is up time to show I wanna know about it Tell me calling you GPT 대답해줘 GPT 너가 궁금해 그대로도 충분해 눈에 별빛이 say And I want you to say 그만 모르는 척해줘 Baby I love you Baby I Your light catch me 손을 내밀어도 Just like traveling 너 번째짜리 car 하고 싶은 말 있다면 before it's too late 오해하고 있는 거면 hurry up and just prove it 고민해도 안 풀리는 비밀 매번 나만 네가 필요하던 느낌 You and I 어려워 stop it Time is up time to show I wanna know about it Tell me I'm calling you GPT 대답해줘 GPT 너 내가 안 궁금해 Yeah. I'm growing like a flower, unlocking superpowers. I'm singing in the shower, 피어오르는 happiness. It's more than just a visual, 더 다정해질 용기. 날 감싸오는 나, I'm gonna be alright. Alright, 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 alright. Alright, 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 alright. Alright, 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 alright. 고요했던 하루에 난 서서히 깨어난 작은 틈 사이 아주 선명히 속삭이는 마음이 낯설지 않아. 조금씩 feel alive. 차곡히 맘을 채워뒀던 꿈 위에 한 조각 용기를 불어넣은 그 순간 그 숨의 파워 되살아나. We like fly high. I'm growing like a flower, unlocking superpowers. I'm singing in the shower, 피어오르는 happiness. I'm alright. Alright, 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 alright. Alright, 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 alright. I'ma grow like that, I'm gonna be alright. 온기를 잃은 가든 그 위를 채운 빛, 기나긴 삶에 빠진 소원을 깨워내. I'm safe in my own eyes. 괜찮아, trust myself. I'm growing like a flower, unlocking superpowers. I'm singing in the shower, 피어오르는 happiness. It's more than just a visual, 더 다정해질 용기. 날 감싸오는 나, I'm gonna be alright. Finally. Alright, 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 alright. I'm singing in the shower, 피어오르는 happiness. It's more than just a visual, 더 다정해질 용기. 날 감싸오는 나, I'm gonna be alright. 내 안에 활짝 피어날 거야. I'm grow like that, I'm gonna be alright. Alright, 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 alright. I'm alive.
And that was Irene with Like a Flower. First, I want to give a shout out to Leo Vader. He says, Happy New Year, bro. And, you know, Happy New Year to you too, fellow chum. I'm reading it like that because you said happy instead of happy. Do you regret subscribing? Thank you very much, Leo. That's fucking awesome of you. Again, a reminder that for some reason my sub notification image is gone and I need to figure out why. Chums all stick together. They do. Especially through the K-pop chunks like this one was. Did you like it? By the way, you guys, I keep forgetting to mention this, but you might see me occasionally rise from my sort of green screen background void and do something. It's because Goblin is right over here. Can't really see him, but he's chilling. He's sleeping. He's sleeping on high. And, you know, sometimes he looks up and goes, ooh, and so I put the blanket over him and he's fine. Leo Moffer says, your stream would be so much better if you had a freaky little accent. I do have a freaky little accent, okay? It's called an American accent, okay? And you know what? It's not, I take it back. It's not freaky. It's patriotic. This is a patriotic accent. Hoorah. Let's start off with the songs. The first song on the list was Stacy with GPT. And now I know what you're thinking. GPT? That's like that AI bullshit that I hear about. And you're right. And when I first heard the song, I was like, I normally try to avoid looking up the lyrics for these songs because they're typically nonsense or nothing or stupid, and they sort of detract because I don't really care about the lyrics for K-pop. It's more the sound and the general feeling behind the song is kind of what I like. But I was like, I gotta know what a song about Chat GPT is about, and I looked it up, and it's not really about that. It's about uh, talking with someone and having them not really respond back, so it feels like you're talking to an AI. And I think that's kind of clever. I like that as an idea. Kind of wish it wasn't the song just wasn't called GPT, but what are you gonna do? But I like that song a lot. That all of these songs are ones that I listened to on repeat for a while after I first heard them. One was just number 3, baby. Number 2 was Artemis with a Virtual Angel. Now the real ones out there, if you listen to the song, might have recognized their voices. These are members from Luna, which disbanded last year or 2 years ago now, I believe, for various reasons. And these 5 got together under the original owner of their company, who moved on years ago, and he started a new company, and they moved to him, and so he is giving them songs that are reminiscent of their really, really early stuff, which is stuff I really liked. And so this was a cool reminder of that, and I liked it a lot. Uh, the They have 2 music video versions because the original music video is like a fucking seizure hazard. If you're curious, if you aren't someone who gets seizures, genuinely, if you are, I don't know if it actually is or not, but it feels like a seizure hazard. Don't look it up. If you aren't someone who gets that sort of thing, check it out. It is at the very least headache inducing, and so they released a second one that's just normal. But I see these companies trying out these like insane things for their music videos, and none of them work. And I wish they would stop. Leo said that's not true. AI chats usually respond, unlike my dates. Fucking tell me about it, dude. All these dates pissing me off. And my favorite song was Irene with Like a Flower. Now, this is a song that I think is noticeably unlike the other 2, and is, I think, unlike what I typically enjoy in K-pop. But for whatever reason, that when I first heard that song, it got stuck in my head, and I just kept listening to it. I listened to the song, even though it came out relatively recently. I listened to it a ton. Something about it just got stuck in my brain, and I just had to keep listening. It's a solo song for her. She's a member of Red Velvet, which is a half favorite of mine. I say half favorite because they intentionally have 2 different sounds for the group. One is a sort of like hyper pop, annoying, stupid, I don't like sound, and the other is a more R&B style, and those songs I love. Automatic, Bad Boy, Not Really Bad Boy, which for some reason they released a totally other new song called Really Bad Boy, but made a song called Bad Boy. I don't get it. It's the way it is. But this was sort of like a not really either of those, and I liked it. It was good. But that's enough about any of that. Who cares? There are songs that I played and now they're gone. This is chunk 7 of 8, and would you believe it? We're at albums number 3 through 1, and now I know you're thinking, what? You normally play these last. Hold your horses, dude. There's a reason behind why I'm doing this, and I'll get to it when I get to it. But for now, we're listening to number 3, which is The Smile with Friend of a Friend. Before I do, Leo Mafra says, what about us good boys? Nice guys do finish last. I never finish, first of all. So, back up. But I don't know what that means. I said that, and I was like, oh, I don't know what that means. I guess I keep going. This is The Smile with Friend of a Friend. Please like it.
I can go anywhere that I want. I just gotta turn myself inside out. back to front. We cut out shapes and worn out spaces. Add some sparkles to create the right effect. And they're all smiling, so I guess I'll stay. At least till the disappointed have eaten themselves away. Buried from the waist down. Stop looking over our shoulder. Oh, the window balconies, they seem so flimsy as our friends step out to talk and wave, catch a piece of sun. I guess I believe in an altered state where they leave their windows and their doors open wide. Here the telephone lines are always busy, unable to give a reason or a straight answer.
And that was Chelsea Wolfe with Dusk. First, before I say anything else, shouts out Joe. Welcome. Glad you're here. Always happy to see a friend join, especially one that isn't always available to watch. So it means a lot that you're taking the time. Mwah. Thank you very much. Now that that's out of the fucking way, let's talk about the last little chunk of music. This is, like I said, this is a second to last chunk, but it houses my top 3 albums. Wait one moment. I got a very important email. A deposit has been made into my account. What the fuck? I gotta talk to someone about this. I got less money in my paycheck than normal. That's not good. Anyway, that's something I can figure out later. For now, I will talk about the music, which is oh shit, I thought it was like a bit. Nope, that was real. Not by a ton, but enough where I'm like, that's very odd. So I need to figure out what's going on. Did I mess up my timesheet or something? I might have. But like I said, that's neither here nor there. Let me scroll back because you guys were talking about the songs as I was playing them. You guys had a nice little cute interaction with each other, which was very nice and sweet. I love 2 artists chatting. But Leo said about the first song on this chunk, which was Friend of a Friend by The Smile, off of my 3rd favorite album, Wall of Eyes. Leo says, I really like this one. Got that late 90s vibe and that sad boy mood. Well, would you believe, because this is the 2 like main people from Radiohead. It's Tom York and Johnny Greenwood, like the 2 guys who basically wrote all their music. So it makes sense that it sounds like that, because that's kind of when they were at their peak, right? It was around that time. I like this album a lot. This is their 2nd album of what I learned was actually 3. They made 3 albums. They made 2 last year. One that I missed that I'll be checking out later, probably tomorrow. But it's crazy to me that after Radiohead not putting out like anything for years, they come out with a new band and just make 2 albums in 1 year. It's fucked up. And the first album was fine. I liked it. It was good, but it didn't really check the boxes for me fully. This album I thought was great. I think this is a very, very good follow-up to Radiohead, which at this point I'm assuming is over because this band has made 3 albums now, so I'm guessing this is the new Radiohead, which again I'm fine with if they keep going like this. It's good. It rocks, you know? I'm happy to see them making more music. Because I think I took some off the top. Sorry, dude. How dare you? Oh, that makes sense. That's when you played Apparatchik. I was like, that sounds like Mew. Yep, exactly. And it was Mew. Joe says, me and Pete were just talking about how you're the master of wholesome hobbies. A radio show, putting together Gundam kits, and putting tiny sweaters on your cat. Listen, what can I say? I love doing little things like that. I love crafting. I love putting things on cats. No, it's I really enjoy, I think, stuff that I can do from home. You know, if there's a hobby that involves like going out to the woods, I'm not gonna have that hobby. It's not my sort of thing. It's not my deal. But hey, maybe if I was younger, if I was sprier, if I didn't have a fucked up back, who knows? When I think of Alex, I think wholesome, not freaking nerd and dick jokes. Ita Sames to going out in the woods. I mean, I'm not a woodsman. Sorry to the woods, but I'm not someone who cares. Second song on the list was Dreamers in the Field off of the album of the same name by Hun Hur Tu, Carmen Rizzo, and Donnie Harrison. But the main draw for me was Hun Hur Tu, which is a Tuvan throat singing band. And now I know for most people, like 99% of people, throat singing is so like inaccessible, it's almost like a punchline, like that's so alien to me. It's sort of funny. And I understand that. It's not like I immediately clicked with it, but I really think that if you give it a true earnest chance, it will unlock, I think your mind will unlock the beauty behind it, and I think you'll come to appreciate it in a way the same way that I do. It's I mean it's genuinely an impressive thing to be able to do. Like the I don't understand how it's possible they sing like that in that sort of like wavy tone. It's incredible. And this Honhortu is in general is my favorite band or group or ensemble. Not really a band, like group that has throat singing in it. And every once in a while, they'll collaborate with other people, like with this album, and they'll create something like truly unique, like a combo of throat singing with classical, or with another album, one of my favorite albums, with a Bulgarian women's choir. They'll combine the two sounds together, and it's gorgeous. I recommend giving if you're at all interested in expanding, expanding your musical range, and you haven't yet given throat singing a try, which I'm guessing most people haven't. I would recommend this album to be your sort of gateway into trying it out. Leo says, Throat Singer was my nickname in college. That's beautiful. And last up, we had Chelsea Wolfe with the song Dusk off of the album uh, She Reaches Out To, but it's that, but like repeated 5 times, I believe. She reaches out to like how many times? It's even Wikipedia abbreviates it, but I think the official thing is like she reaches out to, she reaches out to, she reaches out to, she reaches out to. I think it's 4 or 5 times, which is nutso. But that's my favorite album of the year. It's an incredible album. I love it. Uh, it funny enough, when I first heard it, I was like, this gives me a big Radiohead vibe. And it's funny that having that be one of my first thoughts, having it beat out an album made by the Radiohead people. But I think for how dark and sort of not necessarily gothic, close to gothic, I guess, how gothic it is, it's so I almost said pungent, so poignant. Is that even the right word? I don't even know. I'm not even sure if I know if I'm saying the right words or not, but it just sounds exactly the way I think she wanted it to sound. I think what she went for, she executed perfectly, and it comes across well on the album. I can listen to this album again and again so many times, and I don't think I'll ever get tired of it. I love this album. WMRV says, didn't you play her before House of Self Undoing? Probably. And don't spoil anything. Don't spoil anything, because I might be playing that again. Um, I like I said, that's my favorite album. It's not my favorite song. House of Self Undoing is my favorite song off the album. And this gets to the crux of why I'm waiting for why I didn't play this my favorite album last. Because typically when I do this, I save my last 3 albums for the last 3 songs. But that's because typically my favorite song of the year is on my album of the year. But that didn't happen this time. My favorite song of the year did happen to place on one of my top 10 albums, but it was in a spot that I felt it would be weird to place my favorite song. So I instead replaced that song with my second favorite song on the album, and I then moved my favorite song to the end to this block. So these are my top 3 songs of the entire year of 2024. And spoiler alert, House of Self Undoing is in this, but it's not number 1. And I guess I'm about to spoil it. It's not number 2. It's not number 3 either, I should say. I saved it on one of my playlists so I am reminded of it. Good to know. I'm glad you liked it. The first song of these 3, of the last chunk, is a band that I found recently called Brandy Senki. And I'll talk about this when, the songs are over. Again, these were the last 3 songs of the stream. I hope you enjoy them. This is Brandy Senki with Coming of Age Story. And, well, I hope you like it.
しくできない気遣いがかすに感じる最悪だな成長物語が苦手僕はまだここにいるのに取り残される
sure don't need your scorn. Born under a black horizon, I feel the pull, an urgent undertow. Good or bad, who's to say? I mean, God is dead and the world's in flames. So, dark star hangs over the ocean. Dark star demands your devotion, calling you into the night. You say it's wrong as if it's black and white. Get off your hell-bent high horse. Just say your prayers and I'll do what I like. I feel the undertow, feel it in my bones. Yeah, it feels so close now. Dark star hangs over the chapel. Dark star glistens on an apple. Tell me you don't wanna bite. I am the snake, I am the shame, I am the grand seduction. I am the blood that pulls and bruises. I am the poison, I am the tug, I am the urge, the beads of sweat on your brow. I am the hex, I am the curse your God warned you about. I am the wretch, I am the sex, I'm the darkened corner. I am the breath upon your neck, yeah, a little closer. The deadbeat father, bastard son, the unholy spirit. I am the threatening, reckoning, ultraviolence. I am the snake, I am the shame, I am the brand seduction. I am the reason you vehemently believe in nothing. I am the star inside your heart, you've been taught to confine. There is no antichrist, God on high, only humankind. Dark star twinkles in your iris. Dark star dances on your fingertips.
And that was Cursive with Dark Star. And I'll get to the full thing in a moment, but Leo, my friend, I'm sorry to correct you, but that ain't no synth. That is a full-on cello. That is a staple in a lot of their albums, and I think it adds a lot to the songs. Okay, those were my 3 favorite songs of the year, and hope you enjoyed them. Let's talk about them for a minute. The first one was Brandy Senki with Coming of Age Story, and I found this band. I got a YouTube recommendation of a young woman in her bedroom with a guitar, and I was like, this seems like a classic old ass good YouTube recommendation. It didn't have a lot of views, so I clicked it, and I was like, this is a good song. Is this a cover? Is this an original? And I looked at her profile. She had 3 other songs, and I checked them out. They were all good. And I was like, this is great. who is this? And so I saw she had like a link on her YouTube page, and I clicked it, and it linked to this band. And I was like, oh, what? And so I clicked it, and I saw the band had huge numbers, at least compared to this smaller channel. And I was like, that's the singer from this band. What the fuck? And I compared the dates and stuff. And I guess sometimes when I guess she was writing some of these songs, she would just before she like released them fully, she would just push out these little acoustic versions of them. And I was like, that's sick as hell. That's cool. And these weren't like before she blew up or anything. These were like she already like her band already put out an EP and stuff. She or put out the second EP and everything. It's she just does it because it's she wants to, which I respect. But I found the band through that, and I was like, this is great. And so they have two EPs right now. The first one is fine. The second one is good, and there are a few songs on it, including this one, I think are very good. But I'm really excited because they put out a single earlier or sort of recently because they're going to have a full album apparently at the beginning of this year, and so I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm excited to hear a full length thing from them because the first, like I said, the first EP was fine, the second EP was good, so I'm hoping that the full album will be great. I'm having the sort of staggered expectations, and yeah, I really like that song a lot. I like them a lot, and I'm excited for more. And the second song was "House of Self Undoing" by Chelsea Wolfe. I already talked about this, but I think that song is the best on the album. It's the second best of the year. I listen to it over and over again. I love how hard and heavy, not hard, but I love how angry it seems to be. Like she's really pissed off at that house. Leo says, gotta say, people posting stuff on YouTube kind of cringe. Yeah, I gotta agree. Um, that song is good. I guess I already streamed it last time. I talked about it then. Let's move on to my number one song of the year, "Dark Star" by Cursive. Like I said, this wasn't in my top. This was my favorite album of the year. It was like number 6, and it would have felt weird to put my favorite song of the year at the number 6 spot. So I decided to hold off for the end. And I love this song. Like I said, when I talked about the album, when I first heard this, it kind of just went through me. I didn't really care. It wasn't until my second time through that this song in particular latched onto me, and I was like, hmm, this is really, really good. And I've heard the whole album a bunch, but I've played this song by itself on repeat so many times this year. The gradual introduction of the cello, the breakdown towards the end where he's just yelling at you. It's I love this song. It's amazing. And it's not one that I fully expect everyone to be like, "Oh yeah, I agree." But it's one that I cannot stop listening to. That's I think that Curse does really well is like sort of lamenting anger in their songs. Like they're mad at themselves or the world, even though they know that yelling. It's like I know that yelling won't do anything about it, but I still want to yell to vent. That's kind of what their songs feel like, which I think is really cool and makes for good tunes. But would you believe it? Those are the songs, and that's the stream. You're just really into Dark Stars, I guess. I guess so. And that's the beginning of 2025. I'm hoping to do more of these streams than I did last year. I think I did like 2 last year. This version of last year's stream being one of them. I'm hoping to do more. Not going to be super frequent like it used to be regardless, but I'm going to try to do more than 2 at the very least. Next stream will be most likely a normal stream, Witcher or some other game or something like that. And the stream after that, I'm going to be doing the user-submitted song stream. So look forward to that. That's the beginning of 2025. It's going to be a good year. Fuck yeah, I love to hear it. So everybody say that's the beginning of 2025. I feel bad for you. If you're a VOD watcher, thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought down below in the comments. If you're a stream watcher watching this live right this moment, thank you for watching. It means a lot when people check this out. We got a lot of like ups and downs to the stream. A lot of like we had like 5, then 2, then 5, then 1, then 5. So I mean, I'm getting a lot of 5s here. So 5 stars. That's what I'm understanding. I love you all. I'll be seeing you soon, and keep on rocking. Oh wait, no, hold on. Hey Goblin. Yeah, look at him.